7:14 on a Friday. Bob's at mic number 2. Hey, guess what?
What the?
We have another opportunity to support a local volunteer fire department.
Oh, really?
This just popped in. Now, this is Pineville Volunteer Fire Department. They're taking pre-orders for Boston Butts. $30 for one, 2 for $50. Taking pre-orders until Sunday, September 6th for pickup on September 12th. Call 870-373-1202. Mike's even down there. And this helps raise money to keep Pineville Volunteer Fire Department up and running. They do a great job down there. Have a substation over at Dolph area. And, man.
Get the number one more time.
Whoop.
It's been old. Oops, sorry.
And Speedy's loved it here. 870-373-1202. You get a Boston butt for 32 for 50, and it helps support the Pineville Volunteer Fire Department.
Cool. Good.
Love it.
Always a good thing to help the volunteer fire department.
This Week in Real Estate with Bob Zdora. Of course, Bob and Linda Zdora, the Z-Team, Century 21 LeMac Real Estate for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793.
Yes, sir. It was a phenomenal week in real estate. I mean, the market itself is moving forward really well. The volume is bigger than it's been for a while. The number of homes sold, the amount of homes sold is big. And while that is a big part of our life, the other part of our life, that police lives matter.
Yes.
And that being former policemen and the number of former policemen that are here and the good that the policemen, the working guys do, and the good that the retired guys do. I mean, our Twin Lakes retired police.
Yeah.
If you want to do something good for the police, and you don't want to go to Arby's and buy them dinner or something, but our group, the scholarship group that we have, and the good works that we do for the local law enforcement to help them be able to afford higher education for their children, we do a really, really great job with that. Mm-hmm. And it's, we're still the police. Mm-hmm. We may not wear the costume anymore. We're all still
Deep
the
down,
police,
you're still
and we're all
policemen.
and we're all the police. And there's a difference there. There's being the police, and there's these guys, everybody who's in this club and who's still contributing members and helping the community at large here. We're all the police. We're all the real police. And there's guys that dress up every day, and there's guys that go out and do it every day.
Yeah.
And the sheriff's department had a phenomenal week. I mean, getting that aggravated battery straightened out in such short order, and getting all the crime scene and getting all the evidence and everything, and the dope that they picked up this week. It was a very good week for law enforcement in Baxter County, and we need
doing a job.
And today, with the wearing the blue, you're going to see a lot of blue anyway. Like I say, the school is obviously it's a kickoff for football, and you're going to see a lot of blue. But a little painter's tape across the back window. Put that thin blue line on there. Wear blue. St. Peter's has got a prayer service at 11 o'clock on Dyer Street. Let's show these people that are coming down here to visit our community, and show each other that we do support the police here, that this is a God-fearing, law-abiding community, and let them know that we're there with them. And if you see something, say something. If you see guys that just don't look right, that 911 call's free. They don't even charge you minutes for that on your cell phone. And if your cell phone doesn't work, you can still dial 911.
You can still dial it.
So that's how we help the police, is tips and clues, tips and clues, tips and clues. And that's really, that's what it's all about. So
I can't fathom the amount of disrespect like what happened in Houston, Texas, and of course Fox Lake, Illinois.
Yeah,
that's more of your stomping around there.
We had a condo up there, like within a couple blocks of where that happened. I mean, Rob called and said, "My God, do you know where that was?" Anyway, okay. But do what you can do to support the police. If you see a guy, give him a wave, tell him thank you. The guys and girls that do this, I have a tendency to use guys in the generic sense.
Sure.
But you see the men and women of law enforcement, you see the sheriff, you see the chief, whatever the case may be, and in all the counties, anyone within the sound of my voice, all the different law enforcement agencies that are out there, and the federal agents that are pooping and snooping around and getting tips and clues of their own that may be listening as well. I've been at some federal task forces in the day, and they do a good job as well.
And a lot of sleepless nights.
Yes, sir. A lot of sleepless nights and a lot of missed birthdays and Christmases and all the things that go into, jobs, and especially here. I mean, you could probably work for Road and Bridge and make more money and be home every night with mom and the kids. But the guys that do this, they do it because the girls that do this, they do it because that's what they want to do. They're trying to serve man.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to help their fellow man live better lives and to be that shepherd to keep the wolves away. And that's what the police do.
Amen to that.
So I want to thank Laurel Copeland, who helped us with a closing yesterday. We had we had 3 closings this past week, and the market has took a nice little pop. Things that had been flailing away, waiting for appraisers to get around to doing their things, and banks to get around, under the legendary underwriters to get around to saying, oh, yeah, okay, well, I guess we'll let this one go. And that's kind of like their attitude, like they're doing you a favor by letting someone buy a house when they've got the money, they've got the wherewithal, the house is worth what people are willing to pay. And Laurel did a great job of helping us out. Again, Reese Tubbs has been invaluable for us and some of our work down at Calico and Marshall and into that Fulton County area down there. Just doing a great job helping out down there and serving people and just giving that Century 21 spirit and helping the Z team, that's the important part for me, is helping the Z team. This week, there were 52 new listings came on, 15 parcels of land and 2 commercial properties, 35 homes came on the market, and they came on in a range of $17,000 little trailer house to $999,000 for not a trailer house. Average price coming on the market this week was $188,000. There were 44 sales, 6 parcels of land, 2 commercial properties sold, 36 homes sold this week. Wow, that's a big number. That's up 10 from last week. And they sold in a range of $11,000 to $342,000. Average sale price of $122,000, and that's just that 125 is the sweet spot. When people come in and they ask you, that's the middle. But and that's what it is. That you're going to get things that are going to sell from that $9,000 trailer home up to homes for $1 million. Average for this week was 122, and that's in general. That's about where we are. But this week in residential real estate, we sold $4.4 million in real estate closed this week. That's almost $1 million over last week.
Gee, man.
So things are moving forward. The volume is up.
What does that do for the economy? When you've moved, you went anywhere. We've been 3.2, 3.4, 4.4, and I think you dropped one time to 2.7 or 8.
Sure.
Well, what's that do to the local economy when you're moving that kind of money through the banks and the abstract companies?
That's what it is. I mean, it's when you look at the tax numbers that come out that get published on a monthly basis, that's sales taxes. That's cans of paint. That's new cabinetry. It's carpets. It's maybe new furniture, drapery, pots, pans. Just all of the things that go into someone buying a home. Wrapping paper when they're moving, boxes and things like that. All of these types of things add to the value of the community. And the property taxes may change on some of these properties as after they close. There may be some adjustment depending upon there's a number of factors that go into how the taxes get done, and that's a whole other subject. But all of this adds to the community, and it adds to the value of the community with new people, fresh ideas coming in. And people want to come here. I mean, we've got a couple that Linda was out with, and we've got them in the house under contract in the past day that had been here a couple years ago and been looking around and poking around, and they decided, no, this is where we want to be, is Mountain Home. Sold their house, and they're going to close on their house and come here and live. Good conservatives. They listen to the station. That's what we have here. Mm-hmm. We have good people that come to do good things, and that's
some amazing.
One of the things that we do here in Mountain Home and in the Ozarks, and all the way to Mountain View and all wherever we may be. We, like I say, when you're within the sound of my voice, that's what we sell. We sell quality of life, and that was one of the things that, in talking to them, that's what I said. I said, you can buy 3 bedrooms, 2 baths in a lot of places, but you can't buy Mountain Home. You can't buy the Ozarks. You can't buy Flippin' Yellville, Mountain View, Calico, Cotter. I mean, this whole area here. So that's really.
I love going downtown Cotter.
Oh yeah,
Cotter, Norfolk, beautiful little towns.
Sure, any of them. Bull Shoals. I mean, pick. They're all good towns. They're all, because good people make good places. But that money that comes in when those houses close and people buy new things, as people have a tendency to do, I tell people generally that you're buying 85% of the house. That if you like the location and you like the floor plan, the other 15%, you may not like that orange wall that they've got in the living room, but you're going to personalize it anyway. Sure. You're going to make it for you. So that other 15%, that's yours. And that may be whether it's countertops or starting off small with just flowers in the front yard. That's making it your home.
I had a buddy that I grew up with in Southern Illinois, retired and moved to Branson. They loved the house, loved the location, and did exactly what you're talking about. They just, hey, there's the sheriff.
See, I told you.
With my orange wall. What don't you like about my orange wall?
That's your orange wall. It's not my orange wall. Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Nice blue shirt.
Thank you for your service.
Awesome. Let me tell you, went by another radio station this morning. They're all wearing blue. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Seen several people. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your program, but I am. Let me tell you.
I told you to come in.
I know, and I appreciate that. And let me tell you what you just said of talking about the people, this community. I say it all the time. This is God's country. We have some of the most incredible things here to offer. Schools. You look at the college. You look at our medical facilities. You look at our library. Law enforcement. The whole works. It is God's country. It is so awesome.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Hey, how are
Speaking
you,
of school and blue, and he's got all the boxes checked this morning.
You bet. Happy to be here. So,
Dr. Long, Superintendent of Mountain Public Schools, and Sheriff McGovern come in.
Yeah. Family reunion.
There you go. But you're right, John. The quality of life, that's what we sell, obviously, but it's provided by everybody in civil service, whether it's the police, the schools, the hospitals, everybody doing things for each other.
Absolutely.
And that's the deal.
Absolutely. This is awesome. You gave me goosebumps, Bob.
Thank you, sir.
It is awesome. Anyway, I heard you on the radio. I thought I'd stop and crash your party. I like crash.
Today but I want people to have the idea of putting the blue stripes across their car. I know we've got a sign up on the marquee over in the office that the police lives matter, and that. Just to kind of remind, we kind of forget about the police, and it's like, those guys who wrote me a ticket and stuff like that. But there's more to it than that. There's, there's some real work that goes on. Tickets are part of it, but there's some real work that goes on that everybody may not be aware of every day or once in a while. And we thank you guys, like I say, just for missing birthdays and Christmas and all the things that we have missed.
And the families.
Exactly.
Because they're missing.
They're missing it too. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. That thin blue line, and again, I think it was your van, Dale, that's got it out here, and I actually saw another car in front of Hardee's. It's got the thin blue. I think they use painter's tape on the other one.
I would use painter's tape. Yeah.
But what I think people need to realize what that represents. That thin blue line, actually, of course, the blue represents law enforcement. But when you think about how few law enforcement there are across this country, that's actually that line, that protection that keeps you and I being able to live and to keep the bad guys, if you will, at bay. And at times it gets stretched thin. Once in a while it gets dented. But you know what? Without law enforcement, think about what we'd be.
Like just the shepherd and the flock, keeping away the wolves, and that's really what.
Is Dale trying to cut us off?
I thought he was half spastic or something.
Well, I was going to say, what's more important here?
Commercials. Somebody called the Z Team sponsoring the news.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll get to that. We have good days, and some days are more important than all the other stuff, and today's one of those days.
Real quick, Century 21 LeMac Real Estate, Bob and Linda, the Z Team, 4050793. Check out the website, retiredtoarkansas.net. Time for the news. Be right back.